We're your besties in your back pocket.
And this is your business banter by the basin.
So, George, let's talk about that one time that we both got sued. Sort of,
almost. Sort of, kind of, almost. I think I've briefly touched over my story, but you have a story that I really want to talk about.
I do have a story. You have a story. The reason we're talking about this topic, though, is because one of the biggest fears of, like, majority of business owners is legal action. And it's something that people worry about all the time. And I think it actually holds people back
150%
from growing. Because then they freak out that the more clients or the more visibility, the more they're opening themselves up to being sued.
Yeah, and I mean, in a sense, yes, I can see how that's the case, but just don't do anything wrong.
I don't think you can,
And-
but a lot of the time you didn't necessarily do something wrong, but it is a part of business. My
It is,
story,
yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sure with the story you're going to share.
I don't know, Shani. Let's talk about that. I'm kidding. I don't know about you. No, okay. So I want to know what your story is, because you've always got a juicy one.
I've always got a juicy story. Okay, so towards the end of last year, me and my business were going through a migration to a new software system because we've grown so much. So as the business grows, you sometimes need to change systems, right? So spent to the tune of multiple 5 figures getting the system and then getting somebody like a professional
to set it all up
and do the migration, blah, blah, blah. Now, this did not go well. And
The migration part.
the whole thing. Listen,
the whole process.
In hindsight, I should have known from the beginning that it was going to be a bad idea, because let's roll it back to the middle of the year when I started looking for a new system, and we booked a meeting. When I say we, I'm talking about me and my business manager.
Was this the one we spoke about in the previous episode?
Possibly. But probably.
Yeah.
Right. So we book a meeting, like a sales call, to learn about the demo, whatever. We get to the end of the meeting. I review everything. I send an email to the girl that had the meeting with us saying, "Shut up and take my money."
Saying, say less words. Just let's get it moving.
But I mean, I didn't say that. But I was like, "We want to go ahead. I literally said, send me a link to pay." Now, I don't know about you, but when a client wants to give you money, everything stops.
If a client called me right now, guys, we got to wrap the episode. We got to wrap. Are you joking? Of
People
course.
that want to
That's what
pay
I'm here
you.
for.
As soon as somebody wants to pay you, everything else fades away. That becomes the priority.
Well, that's why you got into business, wasn't it?
10 days before we got
Is it her business?
No.
Well,
But hold up. But it's her job. That's what she does. She's supposed to take money from people,
okay.
right? 10 days, and we had to follow up once in that 10 days. So that should have been
wait, and there was still time after that follow-up.
correct.
Right. Cool.
Right. Now,
Nice.
that should have been...
A red flag.
Hey.
About as red of a flag as Shani could be today. The only way this could be more red is if you wore red shoes.
Okay, so again, I'm going to say to those of you who are not watching this on YouTube...
Oh, get on it.
Get on YouTube. Because not only is this a hearing experience...
This is a full sensory experience.
We say this every time,
yeah,
seriously.
touch, taste, see, definitely taste. Smell.
Stop. No,
Smell.
you were the one in the reel from our last
Farting.
ep. I think people thought that fart was real.
I don't think anyone thought that was real. I don't fart.
Oh my God.
I'm gay. I don't fart. That's not how this works. The girls and the gays, they don't fart, Shani. Do you fart, Shani?
No. Shani.
Do you fart, Shani? Tony does. Tony's not a girl or the gay. Tony's not a girl or gay. So Tony farts all the time. That was actually Tony's fart. I had to edit the audio over it. Live.
Tony's our podcast director, by the way, who you can't see, but he's...
Tony's the man behind the camera. He's the only reason any of this can happen. Tony managed to find 2 people and threw them in front of a camera and said scream, and here we are. This is how this happened.
How did we start this episode about being sued and now we've turned to Tony's farts? I don't know, but...
Because you brought it up.
Anyway... So that should have been red flag, like this suit that I'm wearing, which, by the way, the reason I'm wearing this red suit is I just came from a meeting with Australian business icon Mark Boris, but that's a story for another day.
She didn't tell me that we were doing dress-ups today, but anyway, so I'm here in sneakers. But that's an argument we're going to have off the air.
So, red flag number one, they didn't take my money or didn't want to take my money. Look, long story short, but then it was just customer service issue after customer service issue. My business manager was literally taking screen grabs of the dates of when she would send an email and then when we would get a response. And we just couldn't. Then we're trying to migrate and we're having challenges and we're putting...
Out of just a quick question, because I know the viewers are thinking, when you're sending emails, were you sending like actual telegram mail? Or
No,
or
actual...
an electronic mail?
Electronic emails.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that this makes sense.
Yeah, not pigeon carrier.
Smoke signal.
From ye olden days.
Morse code. Stop it.
Yeah.
Cups and string.
Yeah.
Totally get it. That's why it took so long.
Right? So, and then my business manager tries to join their Facebook group where you're supposed to get Q&A and support.
Oh, yeah, like
right?
the support, yeah.
Yeah, she never got accepted in. How are you supposed to get support?
Is there a support page for the support page? Can I contact customer support for the customer support page? Or is that a different team? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just want to know. Okay.
Right, so this went on and on and on.
How did you get sued, girl?
Oh, I'm getting there. You need the backstory. Woo up. Hold
I'm
it.
confused as to how this leads into you
telling
getting sued.
So then I reach out to the owner. I find her on Facebook and I'm like, listen, lady.
Just so you know.
Just so you know, I would want to know, right? And the conversation initially went really well. And I actually said to her, look, I think that there's, number one, clearly there's a problem with the sales team and they need to be taught how to sell. Because if you've got, as a consumer, if I've got to wait 10 days for a link to pay, something's not right there. And I said, if you would like, I'm going to gift you my sales training that you can roll out in your team to help them.
Yeah.
And she was super appreciative, blah, blah, blah. Then we had more challenges. The migration didn't complete. I couldn't get a response. And then so another 3 weeks passed. I go back to her. I'm like, look, I don't think this is a good fit.
Yeah.
I said, I can't even find the contract that I signed in my emails to find out what your policy is around refunds. Can you let me know? And of course, she didn't get back to me. We got really frustrated. So I then took to social media, as I do, to share what's going on in my business. But I never named her or the company, right, out of respect. But I said, look, because I use my business as a teaching opportunity for my clients. So I was 100%. Like, using the experience and look for the red flags and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
sometimes if it walks like a dog and it barks like a dog, it's probably not a dog.
It's probably not a cat. It's probably not my cat, right?
It's probably not your cat. It's my cat.
It's your cat.
My cat barks.
Right. Of course. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, my bird barks as well. It's weird. Anyway.
Okay. So.
That's actually true. I'm not even lying.
I need to see video of this. I need to see video. Yeah. Right. So I go onto social media and I talk about my multi-5-figure mistake that I made and how I got burned by this company, and I use it as a teaching. 7 days later, on a Sunday, at
The Lord's Day.
At 2 p.m., I get an email.
A cease and desist.
A cease and desist.
Oh, it actually was.
It actually was.
Shut your mouth.
It actually was. Now, here's the thing.
For what?
So, for defamation. So listen, the plot thickens, and for all of you listening, you have to hear this because you're actually...
Siri, define defamation.
No.
Because that's what
I'm about to define it for you, and this is why, if you're listening right now, I need you to listen carefully, because this is one of the most common things that people try to sue for in business.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and you need to listen in, because any lay human being that gets that email will go into a panic and think, oh my God, I'm going to be sued and I've defamed and I didn't realise and blah, blah, blah. Hold the phone blocker, as we say in Australia. Hold the phone blocker.
I haven't heard someone say that in so long.
I know, but I'm old, remember?
Yeah.
I'm 20 years older than you.
Yeah, well.
Respect my authority.
You all right there? Do you have an aneurysm?
I don't know. Anyway, so, an aneurysm? Because I said respect my authority?
Just the way you said it. There was an inflection in your voice that I thought was like medical happened.
I don't know.
I was a bit worried.
It's been a long morning, George. I've been up since 3.
There's a lot of... just so much going on.
There's so much,
There's so much going on. Maybe I don't know.
Anyway, the listeners want to know about the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what? Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. So because I've done a law degree, right?
Oh,
remember,
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
So I did my Juris Doctor in law, which came in handy on this particular Sunday, because I look at the email and straight away
Your partner in crime.
Your
partner in law.
that is definitely the lawyer I would have been.
100%.
Your partner in crime.
I will. Yeah.
George.
New business venture, guys.
You're funny.
I'm a businessman, Shani. That wasn't a joke. That's a business venture. This is a joint venture.
Should we now bring up my Sicilian roots as well, talking about partner in crime?
I'll bring my fiance and we'll make it a threesome.
Oh my God.
He's Sicilian too.
Love it. Right?
Anyway.
Anyway.
Welcome to Business Beds, and you're not going to get a story for me. That's the
ADHD.
intro.
So I look at it, and I look for the red flags. And my law degree, I'm going through this email, and I'm seeing some things that stood out that it was very evident that this was not sent by a lawyer or written by a lawyer.
I was going to say, yeah, was it?
First up, no lawyer is sending an email on a Sunday at this level of like, oh, cease and desist. Maybe when you've got millions of dollars worth of, right? But not at this level, number one. Number two, there was no legal signature on it. It came from their company.
Yeah.
And I know that they're not big enough to have an internal legal counsel. So I was like, this has been written by some business manager, some admin person, whatever.
What email did it come through from? Like legal?
From them. It came from their email address, right?
Like an info at sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've got a legal team, it's legal at. Let's be for real.
So that was point number two. Point number three, I read the, to call it dribble would be a compliment. So I read the dribble.
Wow.
And they're saying, cease and desist, you've defamed us. And they said, defamed our company. Listen up, humans.
Did you mention the company once?
No, but listen up. Number one, I didn't mention the company. And number two, in the email, they were like, we've collected evidence of where you've sent private messages to people defaming our company. Now, I genuinely know that I did not speak to anyone privately about them, so I knew that was a lie.
Out of curiosity.
Hey, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
No, but out of curiosity, can I not message you and say, hey, I had a really bad experience with blah, blah?
No, you can, because here's the thing. Defamation.
Because it's a conversation.
Defamation, you can't defame a company. You can only defame an individual.
You heard it here first.
I was literally
I did not know
to say that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So straight away, I'm like, any lawyer knows that you can't defame a company, but okay.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I did not. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all learning things here today, guys.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, but let's play along. So
Charlie was like, you know what? I've actually got 13 minutes that I surprisingly, someone cancelled. This was, you know what this was? This is when I didn't show up last week. You had a few hours to spare. Suddenly, Shani had all this time to go, and she was like, I want to play games. I want to play games. Today's game day. It's game day. I've got nothing on. Let's do it. So where did this go?
So,
you were like, oh no.
So
no, please don't. No, Cleo. No, that's, I get it. I know. I'm right there with you, babe. I'm right there with you.
Like, so let's play. So I wrote back and I was like, fascinating. If you could, because they're like, we.
You wrote back, T. Tell me. T.
In their email, their call to action was, you have to go and remove all of the public defaming that you've done to our company. So I wrote back and I said, could you send me the link so I can go remove?
I don't know where I put them.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I put them.
And the pretend legal counsel writes back and goes, we'll provide links in court. I said, you just...
I'll see you there.
You just...
Could you give me an address time? I'll meet on the front steps. Like, we'll just...
Let's go.
Are they getting... Oh, no, I'm just curious. Are they getting, like, a date for it? Or are they just going to meet you at the court? No. They're just going to... Like, is that just a place in which you guys are going to meet?
No, they're getting the people's elbow. That's what they...
COVID. The COVID high five. I'm just curious, like, are they just going to meet you at the court? You're going to have a chat, talk about it, you know?
Have a coffee.
Have a coffee. Yeah, sit down, you know? Like...
And they're like... So they're like, well, we'll give you the links in court. And I was like, listen...
Are they going to be...
You just said to me that you need me to go remove some content publicly. How would one be able to do that if one doesn't know what you're referring to specifically? They never wrote back.
Yeah, it's...
Funny that.
I'm really... that part's not surprising. Okay, see, here's where I feel like you went wrong.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, you want to go there?
This is where I feel like you went wrong.
Okay, go.
You didn't go back with, oh no,
Oh no!
because that would have made a great story. That would have made a part 2 to this story.
Because I would have been the mouse dangling. What do you do?
What is it?
Wait, what's the?
What?
You know when you dangle? I don't know, dangling a mouse in front of a lion. No, move on.
Oh, you mean yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Dangle the mouse in front of the lion. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah. No, you really should have just been like, oh no. Like, you should have just played along with it, because I would have. If I knew I wasn't working with these people again, I'm like, you know what? You've wasted my time. I'm about to waste yours.
Babe, I only had 13.5 seconds, so I didn't...
Learn how to type faster, babe.
Yeah.
Get into AI. Get into AI. She can type faster than you.
AI, deal with my pretend I'm
Hold
being
on.
sued.
What do you mean? I got a new phone. Listen to this. Sorry, complete sidebar. I got a very new phone because it has the new AI thing on it. I do everything without touching my phone. That phone has become less used via hands.
Can it replace Tony, though?
Well, no, it can't. edit video.
Nobody can
no one
replace
can
you,
replace
Tones.
Tony.
Nobody can replace
No.
Tones.
Because I can't. Because
You got such a soft spot for Tony.
I do.
He really loves you, Tones.
I don't like you. The end.
Not the end. We're not done. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I know it's taken us 26,000 years to get there, but
How long are we?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The moral of the story, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we're going to go over. People want to hear this tea.
People want to hear what we have to say.
Exactly.
Charlie.
So, hey, by the way, if you're listening and you're still listening to this tea, give us a like, hit share, do something, like show your love, show your
Spread the
support.
dissociation around.
Spread the dissociation.
We're trying to take over the world. 2025, Shani and George are taking over the world, and we're dissociating in every country, in every language. That's what we're going to do. I think next time we shoot, we're all purple and we speak in tongues.
Okay, all right. Let's table that one. But here's the thing: everybody's worrying about legal action, and yes, don't be an idiot in business. Don't do dumb things. But even if you don't do dumb things, at the end of the day, it's a part of business.
That's gonna happen. Yeah.
What you need to do is actually have so much rock solid faith and belief in yourself, and because that sort of crap would put anybody off their game for weeks normally.
I'd see it, and you'd see it for a second and go, sorry?
You'd have a total freak out. Most people would go into freeze mode. They'd go and pay lawyers hundreds of gajillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying, definitely you want to seek legal advice.
If you don't, obviously you knew what you were looking at. If someone doesn't know what they're looking at, definitely seek legal advice, but don't completely shut down your existence for something that you don't even have confirmation if it is real.
Exactly.
Essentially, that is what it is.
And by the way, it's like, listen, the bigger the game you play, the more these things are going to happen. And
Yes.
you got to decide, where do I want to play in the game?
Well, the bigger the game, the bigger the hurdles. That's what I say.
There you go.
That's the reality of it. If you're selling crochet knit blankets, your hurdles aren't going to be
Down
that
at
big.
Etsy, then...
Yeah, if you're running a Fortune 500, yeah, your hurdles probably going to be a little larger.
That's right.
But you don't get to that level without having those smaller hurdles, so you know how to deal with them at that stage. But yeah, no, you're right. People would absolutely
Freeze and shut down. Now, you have a story. Tell.
Do I have a story?
This is okay that this app's a bit longer. People are going to listen. Listen, there's a certain podcast that I know of that goes for 2 hours an episode. We can do 30 minutes.
I listen to a podcast an hour and a half. I will admit.
What? My ADHD will not allow that.
No, but see, the thing is, they also have really bad ADHD.
So
and
it goes off
It's
and-
brain rot, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's great because, it all happens. And it takes me off my brain.
Okay,
It's
tell
the
me
whole
your
thing.
story.
So, my story time. So, you know that this... So, by the way, guys, we are... The shot's a little bit different.
It's not business banter by the basin today. It's business banter by the bushes.
Yeah, by the brook. It's not. It's just... It's a Bunnings water feature. But we are filming in the back of the salon today. So, you normally see us facing...
The other way.
That way, but we're facing... Anyway, it's very different today. So, before this salon, I had a salon prior to this,
Yes.
right? And that was... I worked with that company for a long time, and then I ended up owning one of the salons, and it was great, really fun. Loved it. I actually, although everything panned out not so great, I am very glad that I got the experience that I did, because I have to say that I wouldn't know what I do know now, and have been able to do. I've made a lot of mistakes before I was making it with my own money, essentially. So, fun story. Here's where it gets juicy. So, I had an account with, or like I do here, accounts with hair brands, right? And when I had sold that business, one of my old staff had taken over the ordering process. And when you order through certain companies, the bigger the company, you have a credit account, like I think it's like 50 days or whatever it is.
Get it.
So you order it online, whatever. So they just kept ordering. After I'd sold the business, I had opened up here. Actually, I don't think I don't know. I wasn't there anymore. Nothing to do with that place anymore. I'm out here vibing. I made sure when I was done, I love to pay an invoice when it comes in. I love to see an email, and I love to have it paid a minute later.
100%.
That's my vibe.
Let money flow in and out.
Oh, it's fantastic. The only reason it doesn't get paid when I make the order is because they won't let you. It's annoying, but anyway. So anyway, everything was paid. There was not a single cent that needed to be going anywhere. It was done. I get a phone call. It was 155 days later. I know that exactly, or 155 days later from the first invoice that was overdue, because that's when they give you a call.
Right.
My details had been passed on to the legal team because the account was continuously being used, even though it was not meant to be used because it was in my name. The account was still being used. Anyway, they had about $17,000.
What?
And I want to...
What? I mean, how many shampoos do you have to buy at $17,000?
Now, I want to tell you something. No, this was over 150 days.
Yes,
so...
I will marry you, by the way.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wait, what? You're gay?
No. No, I'm a woman.
Even better.
Anyway, so now that that's covered, so we... they had all of these invoices, right? It was
$17K.
Insane amounts, right? And I love to order things. That's incredible, though. I get a phone call. These aren't paid, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't even have that salon anymore. I go, I've got another account with you. Look it up. Like, this is where I am. I don't own that salon anymore. Nothing to do with it. One thing led to another. They were basically, I was like, it's not, I don't even own the company anymore. Like, they looked up the ABN, doesn't, whatever. So from there, and that was it. Like, I had nothing to do with it from then on. Now, fun fact, on their portal, there is a card that I left on file, and I just click on it and pay.
No.
So they are well within their rights, because it is in the contract, to go and take the money from a card if it's available on file.
My God.
Right? Which they did. And you know what?
Oh my God.
But hold on. That's their right. They have given someone a product and you haven't paid. So they're not stealing, they're taking what they don't.
No, I get that. And I also love how mature you are to see that, because most people that have $17,000 taken from them carry on like a pork chop, right?
But hold on.
But I know, and you get it, and you're in business.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened?
Well, so anyway, what ended up happening was, so they obviously got charged, that the new owners got charged that amount. I don't know why they were still even using the same account. That was my account, like when I owned it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I get a call from, I get a text. Oh, it's not even on this phone. It's on my old phone. I get a text message saying, I can't believe you'd approve these payments, blah, 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 blah. All of this just abuse on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. I laughed through the whole thing. Anyway, and I wrote back at it, not my business. I didn't have anything to do with it. You bought the product, it's as if you didn't buy the product and now you're getting charged for it. Like, what? Mm. Anyway, and then I got the last message. Actually, it's still the last message to this day from 2 years ago. Check your letterbox. Check your mailbox. You'll be getting a letter from the lawyers or something.
And did the letter ever turn up?
This was March. This was March in 2023. It is currently January 2025. I'm still checking that mailbox. Still checking the mailbox. Yeah, I bought a new house last year. I'm checking that mailbox too. I'm checking the mailbox here. I checked your mailbox last week.
Okay.
Tony, did you check your mailbox? Yeah, I've been checking all the mailboxes, babe. I'm still waiting to see it. And you know what? And when I saw it, because here's the thing, because I don't have a background in law, but I do have eyes, and I do have access to contracts, and I do have a basic understanding and access to AI. So I put the entire contract in AI, and I was like, now. And I just asked a question, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. And it goes, yeah, no, you're not liable for anything. I was like, cool, that sounds about right.
So AI now is doing your legal work?
AI is now my legal team. Okay, no, it was just because I wasn't going to sit there and read through a 25-page contract.
I get it.
So, and then as soon as I saw that message, I went, okay.
So I think the overarching theme here for everybody listening is that...
Don't spiral straight away.
Exactly.
Don't come straight out of the gate spiraling.
That's
Right?
exactly.
I know that we do that.
Yeah.
But that's because we only we do it in
Listen, no, no.
specific types.
Don't do as I do. Do as I say.
Yes. Lead by. Don't lead by. I'm not leading by
No,
example.
I didn't
right?
spiral,
No,
but I know we're being facetious.
100%.
But seriously, you may come in business, and especially if you're playing a bigger game, you may come up against some people who want to pretend like they're going to do some legal action, and you may come up against some real legal action.
Yes.
Point is, don't act with emotion, and you'll be able to manage it. The end.
Oh wait. I'm not
wait,
done.
no, okay, go.
Wow. Anyway. No, you know what? The end. You ruined it. I forgot the thought.
The end.
The end. And Shani, where can they find you?
Insta or Facebook at Shani Taylor Official with the blue tick. And what about you?
You can find me on Instagram at George Matar Official. That's MATTAR, and you can find all our other links in the show notes.